Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Thoughtsteal. We're going to do some more budget shaman climbing. No epics, legendaries, or adventure cards. So we're starting off this run, this time on a rank 12, no stars. Let's see how we go. Okay, priest. Let's just keep the 2-drop. I sure hope this isn't dragon priest, because then we're going to have a lot of trouble again, as we did last time round. A lot of my tools, such as the pyro spare parts and the pyro activations, and even the hexes aren't great against dragon priests. It doesn't feel great to hex a 4-drop, and I guess that's the value. That's the power of the dragon priest. You have big threats in the mid game that your opponent has to deal with, and it's got, you know, the Twilight Drake has an enormous amount of health and taunt, so it has to be dealt with in one way or another. And that really, I do feel that and Blackwing Corruptor form the core of the dragon priest. Okay, I would have expected, actually. So Pain, I think, is a card that tends to come out, and since we saw one Pain, I'm okay to develop my Crusader. Plus, it's on curve. Pain is probably a card that sort of comes out for your Wormrest agents. You might lose some of your 2-drops. What? Is this some sort of fatigue priest? What? Interesting. Okay, Loot Hoarder Totem. I don't need a silence. There's no reason to run the silence. The silence is actually better later. The other play is Earthen Ring, Abusive, and Abusive is not really doing much for me now, so I think I'll just Loot Hoarder Totem.
Or die.
So I'm pretty sure this isn't a dragon list, especially with the Cold Light. I wonder what you're planning. You've got 9 cards in hand. Let's just wait and see. Well, I'm glad to see that it's not dragons. Okay. Do I want to play slow again? We can do 4 damage with the lightning bolt, I think, but I'm really focusing in on the abusive as an easy clear to the Senjin. Abusive Totem. It's pretty slow use of mana, but I could actually go abusive Farseer and have something potentially survive the Holy Nova. Yeah, that's okay. It's not going to be much of a health race, I don't believe, against a priest. So the healing isn't super necessary. Now I've just been thinking over about ooh, Excavated, interesting. Yes, I'm feeling this is probably a fatigue priest. Okay, let's just develop this thing. There wasn't much else to do. I really don't want to spend my Spellbreaker unless I have to. There's probably what would you run in a fatigue priest that I might want to silence? Hard to say. Hard to say. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Okay. Do we just push out with the Storm enchant? There's not much else to do. And that's 1 death gone. And I do have an Excavate, although you're giving me an Excavate, which leads me to believe you may be running a very minion light deck. Like 2 copies of Death, 2 copies of Shadowed Death, 2 copies of Shadowed Pain. Like a maximum removal deck. Possibly have a Justicar in there. In which case the silence, I might actually want to develop the Spellbreaker just as a 4 attack minion to give my priest opponent some headaches. Perhaps running 2 copies of Excavated Evil? Hard to say. The one saving grace of this Shaman list is that we can continually generate threat using the totem, the hero power. So it's not that easy for the priest to outlast. Ooh. Do I want to give it back to you? Or do I want to spend the Lightning Storm? I don't think I want to spend this unless I have nothing on the board. Okay. It does give me a fairly neat clear, but then I can't clear the refreshment. Okay, let's see what we find from our totem. Interesting. I think I might just lightning bolt the Farseer. You clearly don't have an answer to my Stormwind champ, so I think it's okay to leave it up. Now, what else do I want to do? I think we're okay for now. I think I want to save my cards because you're going to have high value board clears. Yeah, I want to use my cards for as much value as possible. Yeah, so just thinking about what's going to happen next month, I was contemplating actually. I was contemplating just laying off the budget climb because we're so uncertain about the future of standard. Like when is standard hitting? What is it coming in alongside? So I think what I may actually do is just play some arena and play some other games that I've been contemplating putting up on the channel. And you know, just take it easy on the Hearthstone front until standard hits, and then we'll have then we can form a complete picture of what's going to happen next, or what I would like to happen next. Okay, I'm tempted to totem up again actually and go for the lightning storm. Okay, should have totem first. That was poor play. There we go, perfect lightning storm. And exactly, I don't want to be spending the excavate unless I absolutely have to, because it will be giving it back to him, and Excavate does a ton of work against my totems. You probably actually subbed out Double Nova, because if you're playing a minion light deck, okay, there's a second Excavate, that's fine. Okay, is this thing worth a silence? Is there much else to silence in this list? I don't think so. It could actually be worth a silence. In which case, I'll probably go Knife Juggler, Totem, Spellbreaker. Okay. I don't think there's much else. I can't think of much else that's worth a silence. But I guess we will find out. And I do get the feeling you're probably not running things like Power Word Shield and probably not running things like Northshire in this list. Just because of if you intend to outlast your opponent, you don't want to draw too many cards. What? Okay, I am confused now. Could this be a Reno deck? No, but you have double Excavate, so this is not a Reno deck. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Well, we have a neat clear. Let's totem first, see what we get. Yep, very nice. And very lucky that the healing totem puts my Spellbreaker out of range. Now you can't heal anymore. I wonder what happens if you Justicar a Shadow Formed Priest. And I'll find out. I'll put a link in the show notes. What happens if you play Justicar after Shadow Form? So either you get the higher damage Shadow Form, or do you revert back to your like greater heal? I'm assuming you go back to greater heal. Okay. Got 10 mana. I'm still feeling there's more AoE in this list. I do want to do this. Okay, that's pretty nice. And let's be aggressive. I'm eventually going to have 2 Excavated Evils. I don't think they'll actually do anything for me. I do have a feeling that my opponent's not running many minions. All we did see was healing. So there were zombie chows to heal me, and then there were refreshment vendors, and then there were medics. Okay, second Shadow Form. Interesting. Not bad, not bad. Which probably means you're not running Justicar. The Mind Shadow is actually really powerful. Ah, you forewent the Mind Shadow. Interesting, interesting. Well, let's totem up first. I'll probably Argus on my Maiden to get the neat clear on the heal bot. And I'm assuming you don't have too many board clears left over. And my opponent is actually running out of cards. As long as we can keep generating totems, we can still present a threat. Even this Mind Shadow, it will be not as useful against our Shaman list, I feel. Although I could be wrong. Okay. Nova. Oh, Light Bomb. Okay. Okay. That didn't do a lot. That didn't do as much as I thought it would. Yeah, because the totem's 0 attack. Okay. Do I want to commit my knife juggle? I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's just keep toteming up. Let's see what else you have in this list. And let's... Ooh. Whirling Blades. Do I want to spend the Whirling Blades? The thing is, it probably gets cleared by his Mind Shatter. It's okay. Okay, there's the Nova. You spent a Nova. Why didn't you just Mind Shatter my thing? I don't know. But good thing we didn't develop the Knife Juggler, because... Okay, ooh, the Shredder is going to be really useful. Yep. But the Shredder gets taken down by the Mind Shatter. Huh. Got 2 cards. Let's just totem and see what you do. If he goes Mind Shatter to the face again, I wonder what you're planning. Yeah, I just want to see what you're going to do with that hero power. Ooh, interesting. Okay, you're going face instead of controlling my totems. That is interesting. Pyro Hex? No, that's not something I want to do. I could actually go Pyro Whirling Blades and go into the Ooze. Yeah, instead of spending... Oh, I could just try for a Knife Juggler. Okay, let's try for the Knife Juggler.
Put this apple on your head.
Very good. Then I'll develop my Shredder to get a guaranteed knife to the face. I mean, it's a lot of damage, but if you can't control the board, we should be okay. Especially since I have the heal bot in hand. I can sort of bait him into trying to finish me.
Fine.
Okay. Ah, interesting. Pretty good. Alright, so it's like a dedicated shadow form build. Interesting. Very interesting. We get 2 chances at the knife, so let's try it. Very good. And I will push out. It doesn't seem like you have any more board clears left. So there was a Nova, and there were 2 Excavates. There may be a second Nova, which will be pretty strong here. Okay, there's the Sludge. That's fine, we have the Hex for the Sludge. Okay. Do you have any other big minions in here? There may be a Valence. There may be a Valence. In which case, do I want to just clear this thing with, say, a Crackle? No, I think the Hex is fine. Especially since we have the Healing Totem to gain so much value. It does clear my Divine Shield. But he has no board control. You can only Mind Spike one thing at a time. So we can just keep developing threats and burning you down. And plus you can't heal anymore. Unless... I don't know what else might be in this list. Thoughtsteal. Interesting. You may actually be able to pick up the Excavate that is in my deck. So actually, that's one thing that's interesting to note. Excavate Evil plus Thoughtsteal combo can steal back another copy. I didn't realize that until it became a possibility. So yeah, you can Excavate and then Thoughtsteal and try and steal back. Okay, you're on 6. We can develop. Okay, ooh, the Valiant's going to be super strong. Yeah, we can present a ton of threat using the Valiant. Yeah, we can Crackle this. Actually, I don't think I actually want to Crackle this, because if I clear off my 1-1, I get... Because if I don't clear the 1-1, I can't Valiant next turn. Let's play it safe. So we get +6 worth of damage next turn if you don't clear the board. Now, we do know one of the cards from the Thoughtsteal was Azure, but the other, maybe, I'm not quite sure. I haven't seen the other one. Okay. Ah, there we are. So you exposed it. Alright. That's fine.
There is a lot at stake.
Okay, here we go. What do I want to do? I think I want to leave the Sunwalker alive. I don't need the spell damage. I can probably lose the taunt against someone who has no minions on the board. And again, we have a very scary board. And your Mind Spike won't be quick enough. Your Mind Shatter, that is, won't be quick enough to clear the board in time. Second Excavate. You don't have another Excavate. You didn't. Oh, Light Bomb. Okay. Yeah, tons of board clear here. Tons and tons of board clear.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
But you will eventually run out of resources. And my hero power plus the heal bot should see me to the end of the game. Victorious, that is. Okay, you do have entombs. I don't know how great that is to entomb. I do want to go for a full value. Okay, we've got double Excavate. I do want to go for a full value heal bot, so I'm not going to play it here. And I do want to possibly save the Pyro Hex for a key moment. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. It's like Fatigue plus Shadow Form. What are you planning? What are you planning? You had some sort of a buff. You had some sort of a buff. I think it's worth crackling this. We do have Pyro Hex for another big threat. So if there is a Valens in here, which will increase his Mind Shatter to 6 damage, that is something I probably would put in this list. Oh, you got a Vol'jin. Interesting. Well, I guess it does sort of combo. Interesting list.
I'm almost out of cards.
Okay, the Clockwork's not great. Okay, I'll probably just Hex clear. Is there a second Drake in my... What's left in my hand? I wonder. Now, this may actually come right down to the wire because of that Vol'jin. I wasn't expecting the Vol'jin. I would be expecting a Valen, especially if you're running double Shadow Form, because then you can deal 6 damage on 9 mana. The Valen costs 7, and then you Shadow Mind Spike for 6 damage. And you've only spent 1 Thoughtsteal. Is there a second Thoughtsteal in there? I wonder. Okay. Ooh, that's going to be nice. That's going to be really nice, actually. Drake. I don't want a Drake. That's tough. That's tough, actually. I don't think I can play the Drake. And I'd be giving the Excavate. I'd be giving the Excavate back. And what I can do is hit Wild Pyro. No, the Excavate doesn't work because the Wild Pyro gets the Wild Pyro gets destroyed before its effect can go off. Interesting. That was a powerful Thoughtsteal, actually. Oh no, that was an Entomb. Yeah, I think that was an Entomb. I think we have to burn ourselves to 1 to challenge the Drake. Yeah, this is going to be bad, potentially bad, and I will run in because otherwise that just gets cleared by the Mind Shatter. Yeah. Now this is a straight up contest. Although you may have, do you have something to clear it? Another Entomb? Oh, okay. Whirling Blade's Death. Okay. Interesting.
Don't worry, loves. The
Okay.
cavalry's here.
That's fine. We do have a full board clear now with the double excavate. Although I'm taking a lot of damage. Yeah, I have to do this. And actually, that's one thing that's a problem as well, because now he's not burning cards. Yeah. So those Entombs did a lot of work. And a Harrison. Interesting. It's like an anti-weapon list. Interesting. Alright, I think we're done. Oh, well, let's... Now, you can't heal your Harrison, so I can actually bring him down to 3 health. But it'll always be protected by the Mind Shatter. Yeah.
I'm out of cards.
No, we can't survive because I don't have enough threat. Okay, we're done. Yeah, interesting deck. What could I have done differently? I don't think there was much. Yeah. And plus the Excavates do really a lot of work against a deck that does board build-up, such as a Shaman. You'll always get value against a Shaman. Interesting list. I like it. I don't think it's something I'd play myself because it takes so long. One game, I don't know how long it was. That was probably like 15 minutes. I'm not a fan of that. Anyway, let's head into the next game. Okay. I don't want the Farseer. The Lightning Bolt could come in useful against an early Sorcerer's Apprentice. Is that too techie? Yeah, let's throw it back. Let's hope for something a little more proactive. Arguably say this is better. Arguably. I don't think I can afford to coin out the Knife Juggler though. I need to coin out a Shredder or... Yeah. Even with the 2 in hand. Because I still be missing my 3-drop. So I think I just play something on 2 and then coin out a 3-drop. Now it is tempting to Pyro coin. But in this case I might just want a Totem. The 2 attack isn't heaps, and I will be able to clear it with the Pyro spell combo. I don't want to feed a Knife Juggler or a Pyro into it. Although Pyro coin does eat up the Fire Blast. No, let's just Totem. Let's see how we go. That's not bad. Saves me 2 health. Probably bring out the Senjin next turn. Okay, but depending on what we see. Okay, oh, card draw. You've got a Loot Hoarder and you're drawing cards. Probably a Tempo Mage. We could actually go Pyro Coin Totem. That's not too bad. Pyro Coin Totem. But if it's like most of the Tempo Mages that I've gone up against, we're probably going to want to use the Pyro effect on mirror entities. Not mirror entities, mirror images. Those the 0-2 taunts. They tend to have those. If you're running a high card draw list, which is what I'm assuming this is, it could even be Freeze Mage with torches. Yeah, I mean that doesn't rule out Freeze Mage. Interesting. Yeah, let's go Shredder. This is a better turn 5. Maiden Totem is a better turn 5. Not that I had anything else at turn 5. Okay. Yeah, so with regards to next month, or actually this month, it's actually where I am. It's already the 1st of March, but it takes away your tone. It takes away your ping. That's fine. It slows you down. But we haven't seen any real minions yet, so it's hard to say what's actually happening. But let's do what I intended to do. Next time we can Totem Argus. Very defensive. So until Standard gets announced and the ship date of Standard gets announced, I'm probably just going to be playing some Arena, probably playing some other games that I've been... Okay, I'm pretty sure this is Freeze then. You're playing so much card draw. It's like OTK Freeze. Anyway, it's pretty good because we have the Argus. Actually, we can Valiant Totem, but I don't think it's as strong as the Argus, because the Argus allows me to clear both of these, especially clearing the Acolyte with one draw. Okay. Allows me to get rid of the Acolyte at the cost of only one draw. And sitting pretty here. Although we are vulnerable to a Flame Strike, although, you know, we won't clear everything, and it'll just be clearing like one real minion and 2 totems. It's not too bad. Yeah, so next month I'll probably just be doing some arena. I'll play some other games, some old school game. If you've seen from my System Shock playthrough, and I'll put a link in the show notes to the System Shock 2 playthrough. I'm of the generation which likes those old school games. So, I'll probably be doing, probably be playing something. Probably playing something old school, and you'll see what that is shortly. Okay, I'm not going to clear the. I'm not going to clear the Scientist. This thing does need to go down. How many cards are you drawing? I could actually burn him. Let's burn a card. Yeah, let's burn a card. You're drawing so many cards. I'm going to burn you for 1. Now, is it worth developing any more than this? Let's see if we can get out a board cleared just on this board. And then we can redevelop. Icelands. It is a freeze mage. That was actually quite useful to be able to burn that 1 card. So we've seen that it's a freeze mage. I'm going to really need this heal bot. That's fine. We may not, I think just due to the nature of this deck, we may not be able to overcome the freeze mage. It's hard to say though. Okay. Do I want to try for a... No. I was thinking, do I want to try for Juggler on the face? That's probably not something I want. I can probably afford to Drake and draw some more answers. The answer that I want is... I want my hexes in hand. That's really what I want. I want my hexes in hand. Although the Clockwork can be useful as well if it gets cleared because of flip. Yeah, so let's expose the Clockwork. And we develop. It's a formidable build. It's a formidable board, and if I get the flip, it's going to be really useful on the Doomsayer. Other things, yeah, not flip. I can probably, even the return is going to be nice on the heal bot, so I can bounce the heal bot. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to want to deal with this. I'm going to want to heal bot. But how do I deal with this? Probably abusive. Okay, let's see what we get out of the mech. The flip is really nice, actually, and that's going to allow me to heal, brew, not flip, brew. Sorry, brew and then heal again. That basically nullifies the Alex, and you haven't been able to get a Thaurissan tick off. The really dangerous thing is when Freeze Mage gets to develop a Thaurissan with a full hand like this, and everything gets discounted. It means it's very, very easy for you to be burnt from, even about 25 health, because everything gets reduced by 1. So I also look forward to those days when, Thaurissan doesn't immediately... I don't know. It's just... I have frustrations against the Emperor card because it just seems like a lot of decks are built around buying time until you can play Emperor, and then OTKing you because the Emperor enables a number of OTK lists to happen. Now, it may be that it's the real problem here is Ice Block, because the Emperor, you still need to have your opponent at a specific health total to be able to OTK them. But the Ice Block and the double Ice Block, the ability for the Mage to run double Ice Block in their lists is a real problem because of, it buys them 2 full turns of them not dying. And so, I don't know. Either something needs to happen to Emperor or something needs to happen to Ice Block. Oh, okay. Wow, okay. You AFK? Well, interesting. I'll take it. Of course I'll take it. Usually a pretty unfavored matchup for Shaman, sort of mid-rangey Shaman, so we did pretty well. Okay, let's queue up one more game. Okay, Shaman Mirror. Horse Rider will be useful to clear their totems. I think I will keep the Horse Rider. The others, not so much. I mean, the Crackle, yes, useful against Totem Golem, but again, it puts me too far behind. So, yeah, we have a 2-3-4 play. That's fine. I'm very happy with that. Would be really nice to have a 1-drop. It's so useful to have a 1-drop against Shaman because of it gives you immediate board control against their totems. Against 3 out of the 4 of their totems, because most 1-drops only have 1 health. Okay, but you didn't have a 1-drop either. So now we gain some control over the board using the Loot Hoarder. So now he's basically like if he totems, it's a loss. It's a huge loss of tempo. So but then if he plays a 2-drop, he could coin out a 3-drop though. So that's the ideal answer here. But I should be able to Lightning Bolt the 3-drop. Most 3-drops don't have more than 3 health, which is usually, I think that's the ideal target for Lightning Bolt. A 3-drop minion. And it buys you advantage. So the ideal thing is you Lightning Bolt their 3-drop and you develop a 2-drop of your own. So you get to tempo out that turn. Ooh, okay. I think we just Horse Rider into it. Yeah, it doesn't feel great, but yeah. Because he's going to be slowed down to 2 mana next turn. Yeah, we can Horse Rider into it. So he's going to be at 2 mana again, and whatever he plays, I should be able to Lightning Bolt if I need to. If not, I can just develop Maiden and set up for a really strong... Actually, Maiden into turn 5 Totem Argus is pretty strong as well, so that's something to note. Maiden turn 4 into turn 5 Totem Argus is pretty good. In fact, I think just Maiden by herself enables a lot of strong mid-range Argus plays. So there's like a soft synergy between these 2 cards, and it takes a bit of playing to realize. There's the second. There's the second. I think we just go Maiden. Because we can still Totem Argus, and the Maiden can trade into the... I mean, assuming he uses a Totem Golem for board control, the Maiden can trade into the remnants of the board for a fairly advantageous clear. Now, you have 2 Totem Golems. Does that mean you're a face Shaman with Tunnel Trogs? I would assume there will be Tunnel Trogs in your list, but aside from that, it's hard to say. It's hard to say, because you had such a slow start. You didn't have a 1-drop, and you didn't really have a... And he skipped turn... No, did he skip turn 2? No, he played the Totem Golem. You didn't have 1-drops, which is something you really don't want happening as a bursty Shaman, I think. So I'm inclined to think this is more mid-range. I could be wrong, though. Okay, there we are. Oh, you're trying for a totem. Interesting. I could spend the Lightning Bolt, which means I can Totem Scarlet Lightning Bolt. Yeah, I think that's fine, because we can always save the Argus for later, as long as the Maiden is alive. And this Lightning Bolt also saves 3 health off of my Maiden. As long as the Maiden is alive, it still enables a lot of strong mid-range defender players. And plus, we're going to be at 5 mana next turn anyway. If we'd had a Fire Elemental in hand, I might have considered differently. But board control is so important against the Shaman because of buff cards such as Flame Tongue, Abusive, Dark Iron, Direwolf Alpha. Earthshock? There's the Earthshock. Fairly efficient clear. Now, this does indicate to me it's a bursty Shaman, but I do question it because of how slow your start was. Double trade in. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trade this, go for a totem, and then Argus up and trade in my... Yeah, this means I get to totem up. Yeah. So it gives me an extra taunt. I think that was correct. Yeah, so I was able to use the Searing. The question is whether I should have developed a totem before playing the Searing. I mean, before trading in the Searing. I think I was okay to get another Searing, and buffing it to a 2/2 is very useful against the Shaman's hero power. So, yeah. Fire alley. Okay. I think this is worth a hex. There aren't many bigger things. Yeah, I think it's worth a hex. If we're hexing, I don't really want to spend a Spellbreaker. The Spellbreaker can be used against the Tunnel Trogs. So yeah, let's totem up, see what we get. Probably just hex this thing and go face. And the Healing Totem again, doing a ton of work, especially on the high health Maiden. It seems a lot of my games do turn on the heals of the Healing Totem. You know, either enabling Pyro spare part plays or Pyro spell plays, or getting tons of healing off, and basically outvaluing my opponent. And that's one of the fun things about playing Shaman, really, is you never know what you're going to get. Ooh, okay, this is going to be tough. If we'd had that hex in hand. If we had had that hex in hand. Okay. I think I'm going to try and clear the boom bots. It may even be worth silencing one of the boom bots. Okay. Hopefully... Okay, good. Okay. I'm going to silence a boom bot. Yeah. The Dr. Boom by itself won't be able to do a ton of work because of how many taunts I have. We can actually ignore the Dr. Boom for a while because of how defensive my board is. And that's really very much thanks to the Argus. So the Dr. Boom, yeah, it's not going to be able to get through. Unless there's a Lightning Storm in hand. Whoa, okay. Okay. Hit. Yeah, but see, that still blocked 6 damage for me. Would have been really nice if I had had... Ooh. Now, Stormwind Champ gives me a freebie clear on the Alakia, but then it goes down to... Actually, no, I think I have to do it because of the taunt on the Alakia. Didn't realize that was going to make such a difference. Okay, let's totem up, see what we get. Basically, I'm trading the Stormwind Champ. Ooh, that's really nice, actually. So not only do I get the freebie clear, but the lucky Stoneclaw, he's going to have to clear it with a Rock Biter or a Lightning Bolt to allow his Boom to trade in. Or a Lightning Storm will do the job as well. Yeah. So it's like a more late game OTK deck. I don't quite understand. Perhaps my opponent has foregone the Tunnel Trolls and gone for more late game value. But with the Boom and the Alakia and the two whatchamacallit, Fire Elementals. I'm assuming you have 2 Fire Elementals in your list. That's a very heavy late game. Okay. Oh crap, that's not good. That Healing Totem, actually. I think we still have to clear. Yeah, that Healing Totem has made it very inefficient for me to clear. It's okay, and I think it's okay to develop one of the Pyros since we have both in hand. I'm feeling that you're running out of late game bursts, but we could be wrong. We could very much be wrong. It's such a defensive 2-drop, so you've got Creepers and you've got Totem Golems. Creepers indicate Flame Tongue, or at least attack buffs, because they create so many so much leftover junk after the Creepers. It's very easy to enable your attack buffing cards. Oh, interesting. Okay. Hopefully there's no taunt, but the taunt is okay. I can still get through the taunt. There we go. Okay. Second hex. Okay. This could be problematic. This is a lot of late game. Okay. I don't think Sunwalker does much for me here because he can just totem up again and have a 5 attack Searing Totem. We need to look for something like a hex. The Lightning Storm will help. 4/5. 4/5 Lightning Storm. I could actually do Pyro. Pyro Lightning Storm. It gives me a chance of clearing this thing. Is it worth taking that chance? Let's do it. Let's do it. And it's interesting, it also allows me to see the interaction. So the creeper comes out and then I burn. Ooh, we got it. That's really lucky. So it did 5 to the Valiant, and then we did the Pyro burn. So the Pyro essentially gave me an extra spell damage. Really lucky there, and that's one thing to note. Versus Creeper or other Death Rattle minions, the burn come... If you Pyro Lightning Storm, the burn comes after their Death Rattle pops. I think that's always the case. I could be wrong.
My shield for Argus.
Okay. I do want to protect my board. Let's see what we get from the totem again. Oh, that's really nice. But do I still want to clear this thing? No, I think I can leave it. I think I can wait for the healing value, because then I get a free clear on the Stoneclaw. He can't get through the Sunwalker using his board as is. Both the hexes are down. So this is like a late game control shaman. Interesting. A control shaman with totem golems. I don't know, because I think, in my opinion, totem golem is an aggressive card as opposed to a defensive card. If you were playing more defensively, I might run things like Crackle instead of totem golem. Second fire alley. Okay, no, that's fine. Now, if we pick up another spell, we're going to do a ton of... Oh, no, he can clear my... Okay, that's still good. Another Valiant. That's a ton of late game. That's a lot of late game. Okay. It's a lot of late game. It's just a super control-y list. The Fire Ellie will come in handy next turn for getting rid of the Flame Tongue, but we can't do much right now. Yeah, this thing is actually really powerful. Maybe it's worth having 2 of these in a list. I feel it's a little slow, however. I think that it's good in some situations, but in others, it's just you're playing 5 for a 3/6. And if it had Taunt, it'd be nice, but it doesn't actually have Taunt, so I don't know. In some ways, it's it's much better than a Fen Creeper, but in other ways, it's not, because it's not very. It's very slow for a 5-drop. It's only sort of quick as a 7-drop. Okay, yeah, we're gonna take a ton of punishment here. Okay, it's fine. Okay, good thing we can ping off the Flame Tongue, but it may be too slow. Yeah, this thing's so swingy.
The light does not discriminate.
Very, very swingy. This gets rid of 8 damage, however, so it's going to be nice. Okay, we're going to have to go for some lucky totems. Lucky shots, actually. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I just didn't have the amount of late game to match my opponent Shaman's amount of late game. And we may be done. No, with the taunt, it's okay. So, no, the taunt goes down, and then there's 11 damage. Okay. So, assuming he doesn't draw something that gives him burst, we should be able to survive. And actually, this turn I get a lot of work with my Farseer heal bot. Totemic. Ooh, I think we're done, actually. Oh, yeah, plus with the Totemic Might thing. I think that's plenty. Yeah, that's... Is it plenty? Yeah, that was 16. Yeah, I just didn't have the late game to match up to the... This is like a super control shaman. I'm surprised that I didn't see more lightning storms. Interesting list. I think it goes down very easily to like an aggro deck, like the aggro variant of the shaman, or even like an aggro hunter. Yeah, an aggro hunter with something like Unleash. Okay, so we did go down. Not a great session, but that's fine. I mean, this is about as far as I was intending to go with, as far as I'd envisioned the series going. Okay, and I think we're done. This is about the length of the recording. Okay, so thanks in advance, guys, for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I do this for the love. Any gestures of appreciation are much appreciated. Hope you've enjoyed the Shaman Ladder Climb series. We'll be back in the near future with like a finale, so a wrap-up. And again, reiterating what we're going to do in the next month. But just to remind you guys, it's just going to be... I'm probably just going to play a bunch of Arena, play some other games, and wait for Standard to come along, because it does really feel like the metagame is settled down, and there's not much to it anymore. But we did discover some good tech this time around. The Excavated Evil Thoughtsteal stuff. the Maiden into Argus, Maiden being, you know, pretty good, and the Creeper Death Rattle stuff. Anyway, I'll put them in the show notes so you guys can brush up if you're interested in Shaman tech. And so until next time, I will be back with some more Hearthstone content. This is No Dust signing off.